Hi, if you've come here for staging tips, tricks, and
hacks, you're in the right place.
I'm Carol Clark and I'm with Love at First Sight Staging, and
I'm Judy Welker and I'm with Stage This House.
One thing we've discovered is that when you're new in staging, sometimes you have more time than money, and necessity is the mother of invention. So we have come up with, and some are just from Pinterest, some are from websites that Risa has, some are all kinds of different places on the internet, and we will try and give credit where we can. Otherwise, we're going to just be telling you a lot of tricks and things you can do to create items that you can use in your staging. When you are just starting out, the number one thing that is your best friend is
anything that's inexpensive and spray paint. So you can do all different types of inventions and change things very simply without taking a whole lot of money out of your pocket.
Yes, we start out with, one of the things we often tell people to get rid of is the brown furniture, which is antique-y looking furniture, but you can take an antique-y piece and spray paint it white, and then it becomes coastal. Wow! You have two antique-y looking pieces, you spray paint them, you have end tables. They started out as brown antiques and you spray paint them white, maybe even add a little, you can use anti-slime chalk paint or you can use just spray paint, and it makes everything work better. Then we have another idea. Sometimes, many times, you need a headboard. Headboards are, number one, heavy, number two, expensive, and number three, cumbersome. So one thing that we came up with, my friend Sarah was doing a house that she needed a king-size headboard for. So we tried to come up with an idea of how we could make a headboard that wouldn't weigh very much and would be something that we could use again and again. So we started out, it took a little bit of trial and error, but we started out with an R-Tech large piece. It's sort of like a piece of foam board, but you get it in the insulation section of your hardware store. It's less than $30, and all of a sudden you have a giant sheet that's close to the size of a king-size headboard. Now you could cut it down and make it a queen size, or you could keep it as a large size, or cut it down just a little bit, depending on how high you want your headboard to be. So then after you do that, you wrap it with, after you cut it to your exact size, you wrap it with some batting, or we discovered that an old foam, the egg crate things you use on beds would also work. So you could use either one and staple it to the large insulation board. Then you wrap it with painter's cloth. Now the only problem is that we tried stapling the painter's cloth and it didn't want to stay. So trial and error, we discovered that the mighty duct tape was the way to go. So we used duct tape all the way around and made an awesome looking headboard for less than $40 that was a king size and weighed nothing. You could just pick it up and you throw it in the truck.
One of my favorite things to do is to go into some of the old junk shops and see what they're getting rid of, and old dated lamps are a great fix. What you do is you take that $8 can of spray paint, you go in, you see the brassy one, and all of a sudden we're now working with industrial size. We get the Havard spray paint, come back, tape up the top, tape off the electrical, voila, 10-minute change, you have a brand new lamp. Go buy yourself a new lampshade, give it a whole new attitude. It's one of the easiest ways for you to go ahead and take something old and turn it new again. IKEA, they have these really great little guys. They have such attitude. They sit on a stick and they kind of do all different types of movements. They come raw wood. But one of the things that's great about them is you can bend them, mold them, paint them, and place them places. And they are memorable. There's not a person that walks through a staged home that doesn't look at one of those and have a comment. And the greatest part is when you have a buyer who says, "Oh, I like the house with the little funny man figures in it." You know, not only have you made a fantastic stage, but a memorable one. Another great thing, game boards. How many times is there a room that you look at one specific spot and you don't know what to do with it? Well, today, board games are still as popular as they were years ago. So you take that little table that's sitting in the corner in that room, you start to place out wonderful things like Scrabble boards, Trivial Pursuit, and the next thing you know, you're welcome home.